The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life. Economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, Grand Rising to you beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street as we present to you guys the Money and Power Show with our special presentation, which is Black Man Monday. That's right, Black Man Monday, man. So while you guys are connecting, man, make sure you tag a black man. That's right, tag a black man, man. Hit the like button, the share button if you care. I'll be doing this all morning long because it's time for us to celebrate the black man here today. I'm your host, ERGJ is certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, The Study of Black Wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. All right, The Black Billionaires Club, guys. You can find their book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. It's available in English, in ebook, and also soft copy. We got some more copies coming in, so I know some people have ordered some. They're on their way, and we'll get those things out hopefully by the end of this week. Then also it's available in French, in ebook, and also audiobook from our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Many of them actually speak French, and so that's why we have made sure that we have it available in French as well. Today's episodes are being brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art inspired gifts. That's right, Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art inspired gifts. Here, guys, you can check out some cool stuff, man. We got all your natural stuff, man, but we have updated our website for such a time as this because we must protect this house. I don't care if they're opening up the city. Here's the deal, man. You still must protect this house. So we do have the mask available. We do have the face covers. We've gotten to the fashion as well. Latex gloves. We got some disinfectant wipes, man. Hand sanitizer, big and small, alcohol wipes. And we even get to the CBD hemp stuff, okay? I mean, you might need something just to relax. Relax, man. Check out ERGJ Black Bazaar by simply going to the website www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. Here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, we want you to remember this, that once you shop black, you never go back. Once you shop black, you never go back. That's right, man. Here today on the Money and Power Show with our feature presentation, which is Black Man Monday, man. Let's see who's here today, man. That's right. Let's see who's here today. Go ahead and in the comments below, let us know where you're connected from. What city, what state, what country are you connected from here this morning, this magnificent Monday, as we are celebrating the black man. That's right, celebrating the black man. Go ahead and tag a black man if you can. Tag a black man if you can, man. Good morning to you. Queen Siobhan is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Queen Phyllis is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us. Good morning here today on the Money and Power Show. Good morning to you. Queen Vivian is in the house. Queen Glenda, thanks so much for joining us here today as well. Queen Jennifer is in the house. Got a lot of queens. Where the kings at? Okay, it's Black Man Monday. All y'all queens are connected to some kings. Go ahead and tag them kings right now. Let them know we're honoring the black man here today. Queen Amanda is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. Now, we're broadcasting here out of our virtual studios here in Decatur, Georgia. That's right, Decatur, where it's greater. And we'd just love to know just how far our reach is here this morning. What city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country do you represent here this morning? What city, what state, what country? Go ahead, hit the like button, the share button if you care. The like button, the share button if you care. Now, I'm not here by myself today. We do have a special guest. But before we bring him in, I do want to go ahead and do a little something as we get into our political side of our journey here today. And we're going to get into a book called Black History Reader. Now, this book is actually written by Dr. Claude Anderson, and it's 101 questions that you never thought to ask, 101 questions that you never thought to ask. So until I can find somebody political to come on this show, I'll just read some political books. So here's our question of the day that Dr. Anderson goes through in this book, A Black History Reader. Did Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s colorblind dream take the focus off of Black rights? Wow, what a question. Yikes. Did Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s colorblind dream take the focus off of Black rights? Well, let's see what Dr. Claude Anderson, one of the great minds of our day, has to say here as he makes an argument about this particular topic. Let's read. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s principle of colorblindness diverted Blacks from prioritizing their own group self-interest and guided them backwards to being altruistic, thinking first of others. His shift from Black to colorblindness reversed the long fight of Black leaders to draw a singular focus to their own group. Wow. A singular focus to their own group. I'm going to cancel that out and I'm going to take that down. All these pings, I can't do it. In that respect, Dr. King's altruism took Blacks back to the way they had to think. Took Blacks to the way they, hold on. In that respect, Dr. King's altruism took Blacks back to the way they had to think when they were slaves. When the Civil War and slavery ended in the 1860s, Black ex-slaves had an opportunity for something they had long prayed for, a chance to place their own group self-interest first. Everybody put in console self-interest. For centuries, they were denied the right to have personal or Black group self-interest. The sole focus of a slave's life was to care for the master, his interests, and to view the world through the master's eyes only. During slavery, some Blacks did fight for Black rights. The strength of their advocacy varied from the extremely aggressive efforts of Nat Turner, Gabriel Prosser, and Denmark Vesey, to milder advocates like Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and Booker T. Washington. After slavery ended, Black activists hoped they would be able to direct their energies and resources to benefit their own people. However, that was not to be. The Civil War ended in 1865. Reconstruction lasted about 10 years, ending about 1875. As that period ended, the dominant white society issued laws and public policies that socioeconomically bridled Black group self-interest. They were limited in the kinds of businesses and schools they could operate. Black candidates for public office were instructed to speak in generalities. They could not speak out in the interest of Blacks or hold whites accountable for past injustices. Around 1915, a pro-Blackness period finally did emerge and lasted for a full generation. W.E.B. Du Bois began advocating Black-based politics. Marcus Garvey advocated Black economics. Carter G. Woodson emphasized Black education. Elijah Muhammad organized the Black Muslims, and Black entertainers and artists pushed Blackness through the Harlem Renaissance. The increased focus on Blackness resulted in the rise of Black leaders, who in 1928 petitioned the federal government to codify Black self-interest by passing a Negro Bill of Rights. Their intent was to recognize and focus public attention to relieving the historical legacies that kept Blacks fixed at the lowest rung of society's social hierarchy. In the late 1950s, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a 28-year-old Black preacher, burst into the nation's conscience and became the leader of the Civil Rights Movement, which was focused singularly on Black issues at the time. As time went on, however, the movement lost focus. Dr. King was the first Black leader to convert Black problems into a broad category of minority issues, which included gender, ethnicity, language, religion, handicap status, and poverty classes. Thomas E. Woods Jr., in his book, 33 Questions About American History, pointed out and discussed how Dr. King proposed that the nation institute a Bill of Rights for the disadvantaged, not a Bill of Rights for Black Americans. The term disadvantage became synonymous with minority and equated government-instituted slavery to contemporary issues such as poverty, gender, and immigration. Instead of framing the focus of his work to long-suffering Black Americans, Dr. King's euphemism of disadvantage opened the door to a myriad of ambiguous groups that made the case that they too had suffered institutional mistreatment, deprivation, and exploitation. Dr. King's actions started Black America down the slippery slope of competition with fabricated minority issues in 1960 when he said, We're going to take this movement and reach out to the poor people in all directions in this country, into the Southeast after the Native Indians, into the West after the Chicanos, into Appalachia for poor whites, and into the ghettos after the Negroes and Puerto Ricans. And we're going to bring them together and enlarge this campaign into something bigger than just a civil rights movement for Negroes. When Dr. King folded poverty, class, gender, ethnicity, and language groupings into the Black civil rights movement, he effectively destroyed the movement for Blacks. It took away the issues of their exceptionality in society, issues which had never been fully addressed nor remedied. The unique historical experiences of Black Americans became synonymous with minorities, multiculturalism, diversity, people of color, and poor people. These off-course issues confuse racial issues with class issues. Everybody putting down race versus class. Race versus class. Dr. King's redirection of the nation's attention to poor people and other oppressed people of the world put Black Americans on the back seat of the bus and voluntarily reversed the course of Black self-interest to the days when they were denied the right to even have a group self-interest. He and the movement became broadly focused on everyone, all people, and everything except Black rights. Dr. King's actions absolved whites of any need to fulfill the requirement of the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution to lift the burdens and indecencies of slavery from the shoulders of Black people. The nation's attention continues to shift more comfortably toward class and gender groups, leaving the legacies of slavery and Jim Crow segregation proportionately unchanged between whites and Blacks. The concept of color blindness did indeed take the focus off Black rights. Whether that is a positive or negative depends on the perch on which you sit. Wow. Dr. Claude Anderson, a Black history reader, 101 questions that you never thought to ask. His question today, did Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s colorblind dream take the focus off of Black rights? Let's catch up on these comments, man. See what you guys going here. Did you tag a brother today? Did you tag a brother today? It's Black Man Monday here today on the Money and Power Show. Did you tag a brother so he knows that we are going to be honoring and showing our love to the brothers here today? Grand Rising to your King Ryan Great Scott is in the house, man. Thank you so much for going Black New York. I'm talking about good morning to you, King. Donto Williams in the house, man. We got some brothers showing up here today. That's what I'm talking about, man. Make sure you tag her, brother. Good morning to you, Queen Tiffany. Good morning to you, Queen Lovey. Good morning to you. How are you, Queen Selena? Lord, that's what I'm talking about. Brother Frank Marshall is in the house. Marshall, man, another brother, King Marshall. That's what I'm talking about, man. Thanks so much for joining. Peace and blessings to you. Race versus class. That's what I'm talking about. Race versus class. And this is an interesting good morning to you, King Thomas Freeman out of Louisville, Kentucky. That's right, man. Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Home of Muhammad Ali is up in the house, man. Hey, it's Black Man Monday, man. Y'all, race versus class, that could be a whole conversation for today if we wanted that, but we got other stuff we want to do here on the show, so I got to introduce to you guys a Black man. That's right. Going to introduce to you guys a Black man that's here with us here today as we are honoring the Black men in our world. Man, King Amari is in the house, man. Good morning to you, King. Thanks so much for joining us. You took the bull by the horn. So I'm gonna be the first one because hey, we're gonna be doing this thing all week, having some guests from our show to talk about the richest man in Babylon. Good morning to you. Oh, let me unmute. Okay, there we go. Good morning to you.
Grand Rising, my brother. How you doing, King?
Man, I'm doing. You all pumped up, brother. I mean, when I get another brother on the show, and we can do this thing and show people that we can and we do work together. Oh my God, I'm excited, man. But there's some people who don't know who you are, man. If you could do us the favor of introducing yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, and why the heck we should listen to you.
Well, my name is Amar Amar. As everybody know, I am a serial entrepreneur. My queen, Amani Amari, and I, we are real estate investors. Our business is Synergetic Property Solutions, LLC. We also have a networking business entitled Synergetic Network Group, LLC, where we are the community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. And we also have an online store, El Kebalon Lifestyle. We sell African men's clothing, women accessories, shoes, women's shoes, We just added those, some skirts. So for those who are looking for a Mother's Day gift, come check us out, El Kebalan Lifestyle. We also have health and beauty products as well that's there. So that's what I do. I'm a person whose mind's been transformed in regards to financial literacy, having a totally different view about monies, making money my slave, and investing. And so that money can start making money for my family and I, so we can build generational wealth, not just business-based generational wealth, but also paper asset wealth, and multiple investments. So that's who I am.
Absolutely, man. Well, not only that, guy, you have actually, taken the leap of faith and become a Black Billionaires Club member. And just letting people know, we got 5 slots left before the membership actually goes up. Tell us a little bit about your experience with us here in the Black Billionaires Club. And for those that are already members, go ahead and put in the console hashtag BBC. We want people to know we in here strong. We in here deep. We deep off in here, man.
Yes,
tell us a little bit about your
No
experience with the Black Billionaires Club. What are your thoughts there?
What I love about this the Black Billionaire Club group is that there's action. There's not a bunch of people complaining. We're actually practicing cooperative economics. I myself personally, I took advantage of one of the joint venture opportunities, made some extra cash. And on top of that, the beautiful thing about it is that we did it together. We built capital together. So that's one thing I love about it, the multiple business opportunities that's there, actually dealing with people like Lisa Santiago, teaching people how to build e-commerce websites, just financial empowerment woven throughout that group, and to see other brothers and sisters being celebrated, their successes, man. I mean, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the fact that people are not complaining, but they're actually executing the solution. I love the teaching, the financial education that's being taught by yourself, other guests that you have on the platform. So I love the action that's there, and the universe is giving us a reaction by my brothers and sisters there being abundantly blessed, actually making money. Okay. Not just talking about what their problem is, but actually doing something about the problem so it won't be a problem any longer. So that's what I love about the Black Billionaires Club.
Absolutely, man. We got some people here, man. Selena, BBC is in the house, man. BBC is in the house. BBC is in the house. BBC is in the house. For those that may be watching, and I'm telling you, I'm just letting you know, we got 5 slots left at its current membership price before it goes up. Because what has value does rise, right? What has value does rise. And matter of fact, I mean, you get in that thing, you done already paid your stuff back by the amount of money that you have the opportunity to make. Now, Brother Mar, we got a lot of stuff to cover here today, but first I want to cover this quote we got up here. It simply says this, man: never worry about who will be offended if you speak the truth. Worry about who will be misled. Worry about who will be deceived. Worry about who will be destroyed if you don't. Everybody put in console hashtag truth. Now we understand people simply can't handle the truth many times, but it's not all people. Does that mean that we shouldn't tell them? Matter of fact, there was this great teacher who came up to this man named Pontius Pilate, and Pontius Pilate said to him, "Well, what is truth?" Never worry about those who will be offended if you speak truth. Now, I got a bad problem with this, Brother Mar, because I'm gonna speak my truth. But here's what I understand: you ain't gotta like me, but you will respect me. I don't really care if you like me, but you will respect me, brother, who will just be honest with you. And if you ask me a question and you can't take the answer, oh well, I'm gonna tell you my truth, and it could be the whole truth. I don't know, but it's my truth. What's your thoughts about this quote here today, man? That we have here on the Money and Power Show, in particular, though, particular for the Black man. Okay. Oh yeah, we going to the Black man telling the truth or telling his truth and not having to feel suppressed to be able to express yourself. Do it good. Express yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, far as that goes, I feel like it's necessary. No one will become conscious if you don't make them aware of what the problem actually is. And some people, I believe, have the misconception about love not being painful. And that's just not true. Because if the truth hurts, say ouch, because I'm going to tell it the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it to hurt anybody. I'm saying it so that the person can be awakened. For instance, if somebody is asleep, they're not cognizant of what's going on around them. So you have to shake them, you know, to wake them up. So I feel like the truth is that nudge, if you will, to wake a person up so they can come to their senses. You know, I believe it's about, you know, ensuring that our people are broken free from mental incarceration, you know, so they can be liberated, both spiritually and also financially as well. So we don't share the facts that some people, they ignore what they need to hear. Some people, they complain, but they don't do anything. They're not ambitious enough. You know, that's just a fact. You know, and the reason why I say that is because I was in the same situation that they're in now. You know what I'm saying? So my ancestors came over here on the same boat. My ancestors went through the same thing that your ancestors went through. So why am I here and you're there? It's not that I think that I'm better than you. It's because I think better. And then I found out when you think better and you apply what you've learned, then you'll have better and you'll do better. It's just that simple.
Absolutely, man. And Brother Frank, I see you in the comments, man. Brother Frank, Uncle Frank Marshall, the force of one, I believe. I got a slot open next Monday on Black Man Monday. I love to have you on the Money and Power show because Uncle Frank got some wisdom. I'm pretty sure he just can't wait to share here on this platform. So Uncle Frank, if you're there and you accept, just go and put in console, I accept, and we'll talk about the details. Hopefully to have you as a guest here on the Money and Power show next Monday. If you are available, let me know. Now, what we're going to do now, guys, man, look at that. The truth, man, shall set. I mean, here's the deal, guys. Are we into the setting free, the people setting people free spirit? Are we into that? I mean, did we wake up this morning and say, you know what? I'm in the business of setting people free. It ain't no way you're gonna be able to do that if you got a lot through your teeth, or you got to feel like you got to. Now, how you say it does matter. It's important, brothers. I'm talking about how you say it. And sometimes, hey, here's what I'm gonna tell the brothers: even if you don't know how to say it, still say it. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, you might not have learned all this different language and how to say it, but if you practice saying it, at least you said it. Okay. Right. So while you're working on how to say it, still say it, or whatever that is, whatever it is that needs to be said. Be a man, right? Grow up, right? Be the man, be a man, and actually say it. Okay. I know it's easier said than done because sometimes we don't get it. You know, we get pressed, and we like, I want to say some stuff, but I'm gonna be wise. Because I know if I say this, it's not gonna go where I want it to go. So I'm just gonna make two-lip one, and we're gonna see if we can get through this.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Brother Frank. We'll talk about the details to bring Uncle Frank here on next episode of Black Man Monday next Monday. Real quick, I want to take a look at the stock market because it is Money Monday. But it is Money Monday. I want to take a look here and see what you guys, let you guys get your update on what's going on before we get into the richest man in Babylon. Because I told y'all, I really ain't going to be going through all this, but it's some important stuff that's happening. And I already told y'all what's going to happen, right? Maybe I am a sage. I don't know. I just kind of can sense things. So as I've stated in previous episodes, what's coming down the pike and what typically happens when we have a Republican in office, and I do want to let you guys know that Trump ain't leaving office. As much as y'all want to talk about Biden or whatever the case may be, more often than not, very few presidents have not served 2 terms. Okay. And so it's just history. Like they always serve 2 terms, whatever the case may be, very few, unless something dramatic happens. So Trump ain't leaving office. So we have a Republican in office, and typically when a Republican or when red dominates the land, right? Red is a color of blood. Red is a color of war. Red is a color of war, right? So you have war and peace. When you have blue in office, that's a color of peace. I'm telling you, we're going to war. But it's a different type of war. It's not the Saudi Arabia type of war or the Afghanistan type of war. This is a full-blown out trade war. That's happening before our eyes, and you guys can see some of it happening because of the restrictions that are being placed on bringing stuff into this country that you and I have been used to using, or you and I actually need. And what's happening is who is really impacted by war the most? It's the people that don't have resources. It's the poor people, and the poor people in this society, more often than not, are the black folk. Now we're gonna go to war with them in some way. We're gonna fight for our master, but yet our master doesn't fight for us. I'm just trying to tell you. So here's the deal. It's a trade war happening. And I'm just telling the United States, as much as y'all think y'all powerful, in this particular time in life, in the world in 2020, we ain't the big dogs no more. We got the big military force, yes, but we not the big dogs anymore. This is not a war that the United States can win, but we got idiots that run our country. Okay? We got idiots that run our country. They think they're all powerful. Then we're not. We are vulnerable because we don't make our own ish. Okay? We don't make our own ish. And why don't we make our own ish? Because it's not profitable enough for us to make our own ish. We got to pay our people too much. And they can, and overseas, they can pay their people half of what we need to pay our people because of what we have instituted called minimum wage. This stuff all connects. When you got minimum wage at $15 and your competition has minimum wage at $2. Well, where the hell you think who the hell you think gonna be making the stuff? This is why we got so many sides in this country that are trying to be satisfied. We want minimum wage. Well, guess what? Minimum wage means fewer jobs because these companies ain't gonna pay you $15 an hour when they can go send that stuff somewhere else and get paid $3 an hour. This is the what's it called? The ramifications, or what we would call you muted yourself, Omar. Or oh, you did it on purpose? Okay. This is the results. These are the reactions of what happens. But anyway, so United States, China, tensions return. It's still a trade war going on, right? That nobody's really talking about because we still focus on Corona, right? China is Corona free at this point, by the way, pretty much. And they have the stuff that they have used to get Corona free, whether it be the mask, whether it be the test, whether it be whatever. They have overcome. Everybody putting guns on overcome. Now, the idiots in our country will say something like this. Oh, well, they have overcome, but we don't want to use their stuff. That's stupid. What they done overcome. That's who you should be wanting to use. You want to use the people who you want to use the winner stuff, not the loser stuff. You want to use the winner stuff. They have overcome Corona, but some of our idiotic people saying we don't want to do business with China. Well, what y'all want to be sick? Y'all want to die? What's going on? Please help me today understand what the hell going on in our little membrane. Stupid. Anyway, so China intends to return. J. Crew files for bankruptcy. I saw some other cool stuff, but let me go over here because my mentor is all up in here. My mentor, Warren Buffett, look what he says. Warren Buffett vows that the United States will recover from coronavirus. So what am I going to do? If my mentor tell me that we're going to recover, guess what I'm doing? I'm going hard in the paint. I'm trying to get as much money as I can in this market so I can be in front of the recovery. That's what I'm going to do. My mentor, I just listen to my mentor. I don't listen to all the other people. I listen to the fourth richest man in the world. If he say that it's going to recover, I'm going to trust and believe. I'm going to have faith in his faith. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lean on his faith, even if I don't know, because if that Warren Buffett says it must be true. He's the king of investing to me. Okay. He also said they also lost some money. That don't really matter. It's all that when you see these losses, that's unrealized losses. They didn't really lose. I mean, their net worth is less, but if it recovers, their net worth goes right back to where it was. Warren Buffett rescued corporate America in 2008. He's got $130 billion of cash to do it again. Look at that. They got one. Mike got my mentor. Oh yeah, it's a white man, but shoot, I listen to white folk when it comes to this money. But anyway, man, let me bring my brother Mario here, man. Let's see what your thoughts is as it relates to China, America, these things that are going on here, man. I think you unmuted yourself. I think you did. Yeah, you unmuted yourself. You gotta mute yourself. Okay, there you go.
Well, The way I feel about it is we just have to adapt and overcome. I mean, really, that's really just the bottom line. You know, learn some financial strategies and apply those financial strategies. And as it relate to, you know, the COVID-19, I don't get caught up in all these conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? I wear the proper PPE, you know, and I make sure I follow the guidelines. And my queen and I, we keep working. You know, we're constantly adding products. You know, we're doing advertisements for our business. You know, so we can be able to generate the income. You know, because of what has happened. You know, so I'm having some well thought out and well planned and executed strategy. You know, and that will bring in the income. So I don't sit there and whine and complain and this is not this. No. You know, what is it going to do? That's just my thing about that. So many people on there complaining, whining, and crying, you know, but what are we going to do about it? And what I like is the strategy that you did, brother. You know, you actually got the mask, you did what you needed to do. You found a resource. You say, hey, I'm going to do something to be able to get the resource. And mask is a problem. Okay, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to find the mask. It's a problem. It's a need that need to be met. And then at the same time, we both benefit. I'm able to have some income coming in. In fact, that's what we did for Al Kevlar Lifestyle. We ordered some masks too. You know, and it's a dual benefit. So, you know, hey, adapt and overcome, period. Bottom line.
Man, adapt and overcome. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, man, because here's the cold-blooded truth. The people who spend their time whining, moaning, and complaining, they the broke folk.
Yep. Every time.
They the broke folk. I'm telling you.
Time.
Caught up in this stuff. You can't get caught up in broke poverty conversations if you're trying to be prosperous. And let me ask you this, Brother Mark. During this time, did people stop spending money?
Say again, please.
During this time, did people stop spending money?
No, they didn't, because we're getting sales on a daily basis.
Right? And so some people
man, we get sales every day, man. Waking up to sales in our account. So, you know, you're absolutely right, brother. You know, because it's online shopping time. You know, so what you gonna do?
And here's another
monetize on it, capitalize on it. Come to the Black Billionaires Club, set you up an e-commerce, you know, page, and let's get busy.
Yeah, let's get busy. Here's another truth I want to leave with you guys as well. Everybody put this comments below. Everybody ain't broke. So what has also happened is those that had stored up, those that got a little money, those that got a little money and they care, they were spending money for those who didn't have money. See, but if you get caught up in the news, 3.1 million people filed for unemployment. Okay, that's only 3.1 million out of 135 million people. Okay, what are the other 97% of the people doing? Still working, still finding a way to generate income for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on. So you focus on the few, which, hey, I got sympathy for the few.
Exactly.
But
exactly, no doubt about it.
There's a many that still got cash, that still got money, that still making things happen, Captain. So when you wake up to an $800 order, or $700, you're like, okay, you see people still.
Absolutely, man. Why sit ye there and die? Just like the biblical verse says, you know, some people sit there and there's no momentum, there's no traction. You know, complaining, I haven't seen complaining change nothing. I've never seen it, but I've definitely seen wise information that's implemented bring transformation in people's lives and change their posture. I've seen that, but I have never seen nobody advance in life by just sitting there running their mouth all day. I've never seen it.
Woo! Let me catch up with these comments, man, and we're gonna get into the richest man in Babylon. I see you guys, man. Ryan, great Scots truth. That's right, man. Just say it, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Looking forward to hearing your brother Frank. Okay, he's gonna be here. All right, Frank. I can't wait, brother. Next Monday. Absolutely award, she says, man. Peace, love. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's right. True. Facts. That's what I'm talking about. True. Right. We don't manufacture nothing. Overcome. That's right, man. Overcome. $15 an hour is very misleading. Absolutely, it is. But stocks, that's what I'm talking about. Great stocks. Greetings to you, man. Broke folk are always complaining, right? They can't stop spending money, right? Poverty of thought leads to poverty conversations. Protect your mental space. All right, Queen Nicole is in the house, man. Everybody ain't broke. Yes, we make sales all the time. Everybody not broke. right? Everybody not broke. And you just want to make sure that you ain't part of that crew either. Okay. Now, here's the deal, guys. We're going to get into this Richest Man in Babylon because this, again, I'm just sharing stuff that helped change my life. Okay. He got his book. I got my book as well. But also, because it's Black Man Monday, we are talking about the richest man in Babylon. Oh, what a coinky dinky here. Oh, the richest man. So thus far, man, we're up through, I think I'm on page 18 or something like that. I don't know. When he start talking about a part of all you earn is yours to keep.
Okay.
Do you want to share some of your thoughts already, or should we read a little bit and just kind of go from there? Or how you want to do this?
We can do that. We can read a little bit and we can go from there.
All right, fantastic. So for those that missed out, again, The Richest Man in Babylon, this is a $10 book that literally could change your life. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order some books, okay? I'm going to order some books. It's going to be about 25 of them. So if you want to get the books through us, just let me know, because I'm gonna order them probably tomorrow, and I may have them by Friday, and I can start selling them by Monday, okay? So if you're like, I don't want to go through Amazon and all that stuff, because I don't want you to go through Amazon either, then, I'm just going to let you know. And the reason why I'm getting the books is because this is normally a book I carry, because I typically give them away to people who really show an interest in actually advancing in life. And so so this is just my labor of love to share things that help change the way that I think. And that's led into some of the reasons why I have some of the success that I have today, okay? So when we last left off, he basically, the mentor, the money mentor, everybody put in console money mentor. And the reason why I want you to put that in the comments below, because who is your money mentor, right? Who do you go to for wise counsel when it comes to money, when it comes to decisions that you make before you spend, when it comes to investing opportunities, and when it comes to, who do you go to for wise counsel when it comes to your money? The money mentor. So he ran into a rich man, and the rich man decided he was going to take him up because he saw a man that had a glimmer in his eye. And he saw a man that was bold enough to ask for help. A man that was bold enough to ask for help. And so let's catch up where he said. He said, hey. He said, he looked at him truly through the eye, the mentor, under shaggy brown eyes, and said in a low, forceful tone, I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep, and so will you. This is page 17 of my book, Brother Mari. I'm not quite sure if it's the same pages in your book. Then he continued and looked at me with a glance that I could feel pierced me, but said no more. Is that all I asked? That was sufficient to change the heart of a sheep herder to a money lender, he replied. But all I earn is mine to keep, is it not? Said the bad. Far from it, he replied. This is the mentor. Do you not pay the garment maker? Do you not pay for your clothes? Do you not pay for your shoes? Do you not pay for stuff to eat? Can you live in this society without spending? What have you to show for your earnings in the past month? What for the past year? Fool. You pay to everyone else but yourself. Stupid. You labor for others. As well be a slave and work for what your master gives you to eat and wear. If you did keep for yourself 1/10 of all you earn, how much would you have in 10 years? He said, man, my knowledge of numbers did not forsake me, and I answered, as much as I earned in 1 year. You speak but half the truth, he said. What you save is a slave to work for you. Everybody put it down. So what I save becomes my slave. 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 Every copper it earns is its child, and that can also earn for you. If you will become wealthy, if you really want to get rich, then what you save must earn. And its children must earn. That all may help to give you the abundance you crave. He went on to say, man, you think I cheat you for your long night's work, he continued, but I'm paying you 1,000 times over if you have the intelligence to grasp the truth I offer you. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. It should not be less than a tenth, no matter how little you earn. It can be as much more as you can afford. Pay yourself first. Everybody put in console, pay myself first. Do not buy from the clothes maker. Don't buy the clothes. Don't go buy the Jordans. And more than you can pay for the rest and still have enough for food and charity and penance to the gods. You still give your offering to the gods. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed for which your tree of wealth shall grow. The sooner you plant that seed, the sooner your tree will grow. The sooner you plant that seed, the sooner your tree will grow. And the more faithfully you nourish and water that tree, the consistent savings, the sooner you bask into the contentment beneath its shade. Everybody put in the comments on the wealth tree. The sooner you plant your wealth tree with your penny, with your nickel, with your dime. This is why I always go back to the DuckTales and Uncle Scrooge. He had his magic dime. He always came back to all that gold he had in the vault. The most important piece of money that he had was his first dime. And he said, man, this first dime I planted led to all the money that we have in this vault. Brother Amari, your thoughts on some of the stuff we have just read here in The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm going dark here. I'm waiting on my screen to pop up. I know you can still hear me, but I can't see anything.
Well, for me, what I noticed is the person had the resources, but because they didn't have the financial literacy, even though they had the resources, they were still in the same position that they were in because they lacked the financial literacy. And so what I had gained from that is learning financial strategies, learning how to invest your money, not spend your money. We all good at that, you know, but what I learned is to invest. And that's what I had gained from reading this literature, is learning how to be an investor. I like to say, because I read Robert Kiyosaki too, which, you know, Rich Dad talks about being a sophisticated investor. You know, that's what I look at being, because that's what I'm capturing from what I've read as being a sophisticated investor. In other words, having the financial literacy, making money to make money, you know what I'm saying, for you. You know, and that's what I really gained from that, man. You know, I really did. And there's a lot of people today that's in the position that they're in because unfortunately they lack that.
Now, Brother Amari, let me ask you this, man, because I find this dynamic very interesting. Well, of course, we're here on Black Man Monday, and we have a young Arcad who ends up being the richest man in Babylon, finds a mentor, which is another man. Right? Notice this is another man who was the rich man who came into his life that he was bold enough to actually ask for help from. So talk to us about the value of Black men,
yes, sir,
becoming money mentors for young Black men.
Well, let me say this, because first of all, I have a son, and so I can definitely talk about that. My son, he'll be 21 this month, and the importance of that is imagery. You know, painting the picture so that our young men can have a visual of what financial literacy does look like, not illiteracy. And to be able to have somebody who looks like you, being in a position of wealth like yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's encouraging. You know, that's empowering, because then that person can see, these young men can see, hey, it can be done. And the purpose of getting them young as well too is to raise them up in a way that they should go, so when they get older, they won't depart from it. So, you know, about time they become our age, which myself, I'll be 44 in August, you know, they'll be established, they'll be wealthy. If we get a hold of them young to be able to formulate a mentality where they'll be able to have good financial habits, it'll keep them from being able to partake into poverty, and they'll be able to feast at the table of abundance. So I believe it's important to shape their minds at a young age, so that way, you know, again, once they get older, you know, they'll be well established, and then they in turn too can raise their children. And now what you will have is a situation where it's a domino effect of generational wealth, not generational brokenness.
So in the comments below, I like for you to identify for yourself, and you don't necessarily have to say a name, but who's the richest man in your Babylon? The richest man, and it could be a woman. Okay, it could be a woman. I'm not. This is Black Man Monday, but the title of the book is Richest Man in Babylon. Because what's ended up happening in this book is that the friends, they were friends of the richest man.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually they said, man, we ain't figured this thing out. I don't know what's going on. Let's go to our good friend who happens to be the richest man and see if we can get some help.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, have we done the same thing? If you find yourself in a position where you're broke, busted, and disgusted, you find yourself in a position where you got too much month at the end of your money, you find yourself knee deep in debt, have you identified the richest man in your Babylon? And have you done like the other brothers have done? First, maybe like Arcad did before he was rich, he was broke, and he was searching. He was trying to figure it out. Have you gone to the richest man in your Babylon and asked for help? Whoever that may be, wherever that may be, the richest woman, I don't care. Have we done that? Now, Brother Amar, again, I want to, because this is Black Man Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and typically men are considered to be the providers in traditional roles that are played in the household. What happens when the Black man learns about money?
I'm gonna say this right here. From my experience, some of them, they'll take the information and they'll implement the information so that it can bring about transformation in their life. But I'm gonna just keep it real. Some of them, they're so focused on racism that they're missing it. They're so focused on what's happening to us, where they're overlooking the information that is going to bring the transformation. A lot of our people talk about cooperative economics. They talk about Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is they don't become practitioners of what they study or what they learn. So then you find a group of men coming together, from my experience, and just whining and complaining, and unfortunately, sound like a bunch of wimps, really, in my opinion, and not doing anything. Because the Caucasian did this to us, the Caucasian did that to us. Okay, so my thing is, if you know what happened, you know what I'm saying? So come up with a financial strategy, table that, okay, then execute it. And frankly, that's what I hear, and that's what I see. Some execute, some don't. And some of them, they don't want to take advantage of, I got to get this out, bro. Some of them, they don't want to take advantage of the grants. Oh, because that's dependent on the Caucasian, but yet they keep talking about reparations. I'm like, dude, that is not making any sense. The same people who you're talking about awarding you with reparations, it's the same federal government that's giving grants. You understand? It's the same money coming from the same people. Okay, they owe us. So being that if they owe us, then why aren't you taking advantage of that? So now we become egotistical. We start ego tripping because we feel like, oh, we're dependent on, the Caucasian, but yet you're telling that same person to reward you for what has been done to us. It just don't make any sense.
If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars, man. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. So there's some principles here, guys. Again, it start where you are with what you have, right? Scrooge McDuck, he started with a dime. Right here in The Richest Man of Babylon, he's saying, hey, start with the copper, which in that particular time would represent a nickel. Right? Start with what you have. Right? Start where you are, start with what you have. But the main ingredient to that, though, is to start. I don't care how old you feel like you might be. I don't care how inexperienced you might feel you might be. If you truly want abundance, financial abundance in your life, these principles are what must be implemented. Now, it doesn't mean that a windfall can't come into your life. Doesn't mean that you don't hit the lotto at some point in your life if you played it at all. Doesn't mean that your parents won't leave something to you. But at the end of the day, if you don't learn how to manage money, whatever they lead you will soon be gone. A fool and his money will soon part ways. And where do you think that money goes? It goes to the individual who is experienced in the handling of that money. It goes to the individual who's experienced in the handling of that money. Okay? So here today, man, Black Man Monday. Let's see here. Let's see if I think we're going to stop right there as far as the book is concerned.
Okay. Did I answer your question, brother? Did that make sense?
Go ahead.
No, did I answer your question properly? Did that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. It's Black Man Monday here on the Money and Power Show, and I think there's such a great connection to money and the black man. And it's not just the getting the money. That's we're beyond getting. We know how to get. We know how to make stuff happen. We know how to get money in our hands. It's not about getting. It's about what we do with it when we get it. And it's also about what we learn how to keep. Because the people that learn how to keep it, now they got capital that they can actually put to work for them. They learn how to keep it. So some of it just comes down to sacrifice. Some stuff.
Let me say this too. I think some people honestly don't even know about the getting, because that's why we teach what we're teaching today. Because you have a lot of people on welfare. So the realization, and it's no fault of their own in some cases, but I really feel like if people really had a financial plan, if they really had that plan, then we will have less people in a posture of poverty. I feel like it's really a lack of knowledge in some cases, not all, because one thing the verse says is that our people perish for the lack of knowledge. And also it goes on to say, because they reject knowledge. That's another part. A lot of people don't talk about that part of that verse. You know what I'm saying? Because they reject knowledge from what the teachers have taught them. So I believe it's a compilation of both.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For those in the comments, again, as we're honoring and appreciating and showing our love for the black man, in the comments below, I'd like for you to share, why you appreciate the black man. And that's a key word, appreciate, because women, I want you guys to understand, for many men, not all, but many men, appreciation is way more valuable than this word love, right? To appreciate the man, to appreciate the black man means a lot to brothers, and helps kind of fuel them, gives them that little extra, oh man, I'm appreciated by this woman. Oh, I'm about to go run through this goddamn wall. We know that you love us, but to appreciate us, oh, I'm telling you, when you start letting that word come out your mouth, ooh, Lord, honey. Man, share why you appreciate the black man. Why do you appreciate the black men in your life? Why you appreciate your uncle? Why you appreciate your father? Why you appreciate your brother? Why you appreciate your grandfather? Why you appreciate the black man? And Brother Mari, I as you are a black man who's raising a black man, and we're also a key component of that is the management of the wealth and resources that come into our hand as we begin to work and find ways to generate income. What's your words here today for the black man, as you show your appreciation for the black man, and maybe some things that you've learned in life that you'd like to share a little wisdom with the black man here today on Black Man Monday?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say I appreciate you, my brother. I really do, because, we have prospered since the time that you and I have connected, so I'm very grateful for that. I'm appreciative of men who have the knowledge, have the wisdom, have the understanding, and they invest their time in us so that way we can eradicate the spiritual and financial poverty that has been plaguing our people for centuries. So what I encourage our brothers to do is, for those of you who are in this position, allow love to germinate. Don't withhold it. Don't just keep it within your immediate family. Share that with other brothers, of like-mindedness, and be the one who is the lifeguard, be the one who will throw out the life preserver, and don't allow the stubbornness of our men that do occur periodically. Don't allow that to restrict you from you reaching out your hand to help. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow the misguided ideology that when a man expresses love that you're weak. Love is strength. And I say this because the reason why a lot of us are in the situation that we're in a dilapidated mental state that we're in, is because of the lack thereof. Because of the lack of love is the reason why our communities are in the state that it's in. So I just want to encourage you, brothers, you know, to understand that love is strength. Love is one of the inspirations that lead us to fight for our people. Love is inspiration that lead us to want to ensure that our family is spiritually, physically, and financially taken care of. So that's what I encourage you to do, my brothers. Embrace love, man. You know, educate yourself, you know, about spirituality, educate yourself about wealth. And I'm talking about financial wealth, and educate yourself about good health. And I guarantee you, if you strengthen yourself in those three major pillars in your life, you'll establish a solid foundation for our nation.
Absolutely, man. Brother Amari here today on Black Man Monday, man. He said, man, you going, oh shoot, I'm coming on. I said, we got stuff to talk about up here, man. And I appreciate you, my brother, man. I you know, and I speak directly to you, man. I appreciate your encouragement, man. Every time I see you pop up, you're encouraging another brother or sister.
All praises.
That's one thing that I've noticed. And you know, and here's the deal, brothers. We got to start noticing. See, here's what I would say to our black men today. We have to take notice. Everybody put in console, take notice. Because here's the deal. It's so easy to take notice when someone is not doing something you want them to do, which we would consider to be wrong.
Indeed.
We can see that.
Yes, sir.
But then we often overlook all the stuff that they do right. All the wonderful things that they do, we minimize, but we tend to over-exaggerate their flaws or their weaknesses. If we begin to take notice of the great attributes of our very own people, men and women, and we begin to highlight and appreciate that side, because everybody got some weaknesses, even you, then I believe that we'll begin to really have a greater, deeper appreciation for every soul that comes into our life. If we just begin to take notice, and then we begin to let them know, man, brother, you might have a lot of itch going on with you. But one thing I do notice, you is one encouraging brother. I mean, you are, and your peace and blessings, man. You are wonderful, you're king, and I mean, you do it on a whole nother level. I think I'm pretty encouraging, but you is another level of encouragement. And I don't know where that came from, but I can appreciate and I can highlight, and I've taken notice every time you come onto the scene, you are encouraging somebody to be better.
All praises, man. I give thanks. You know, that's one reason why I actually started listening to you, King, to be frank with you. You know, because you didn't just talk about the problems, Brother Evan. You know, you actually bring solutions to our people, man. And I'm very humbled and honored to have been blessed by the Creator to be able to have connected with you, man, because, you know, you're the type of man that I personally, I don't see it as weakness. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating each other and encourage you. I never thought that. I'm just being honest with you. I never, you know, when you growing up, when you young, you hear the word, oh, they're sweating them or get off of his, you know what, right? You know what I'm saying? But when you become a man, you begin to understand, man, you know, that, you know, you give honor to where honor is due. For the mature minded man, we understand that you're just giving honor where honor is due. You know, you're showing gratitude for what a person has done. But you know, to go back to what I was saying is, man, that's what I appreciate about you, is that I've learned from you, brother. I've learned, because I'm not a subject matter expert. I'm not a financial advisor. Unfortunately, I didn't have this type of teaching that you're teaching now when I was younger. And so I myself personally, honestly, I glean from you, man. I learn from you. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I see your sincerity. You know, you do what you say, you know what I'm saying? And you say what you do. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the bottom line. And I appreciate that about you, King. I do.
Well, I'm damn so I ain't got no problem telling you what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak louder than words, and you shall know a tree by the fruit that it freaking bears, man.
Hey, what you say now?
Comment, man, and we'll wrap up our show because y'all know it's time for us to get up and go get something, man. Hey, brother Ryan Scott, great Scott. I appreciate their honesty of wisdom and guidance and protection of the black man. She said, my black man is my strength and my support. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it for his abilities to adjust and adapt. She said, man, I appreciate the strength and encouragement that comes from the black man. I appreciate black men invest in my families and the communities for betterment of our community. She says, man, I appreciate you, Evan, and all that you do for the BBC. Absolutely loving Hobbs in the house. That's right, man. Take notice. Take notice, right? Take notes and take notice. That's what I'm talking about. Take notes and take notice. Take notes, man. The black man is the reason for my existence. The wildest man I know was my father. I love the black man. All right, man. I appreciate ERG. Great role model. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Right. I'm here for solutions, right? And motivation. Loki Slick Saucy is in the house, man. Honored to listen to both of you. Absolutely. I don't feel our black men get enough credit. So with that being said, I appreciate the black man for his leadership, his gratitude and love for his fellow man in the community, the unsung. I appreciate the black man of BBC. Today is your day. Salute. Today is our day here today on Black Man Monday. Well, Brother Mark, I want to say thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show for Black Man Monday. Continue to uncover some principles in The Richest Man in Babylon, and we learn a little bit more about this thing called wealth and understanding that money itself is the lowest form of wealth. It's the lowest form. It's the easiest to talk about because we can count it, but it's actually the lowest form. But if we can begin to, let's just say, perfect or become experts in the lowest form, then we can begin to become experts in the higher forms of wealth. And I believe as we talk about your health, your mind state, peace, all that good stuff, time, all this stuff is all about management. It's all about management, being good stewards of the wealth, the prosperity, the abundance that God has blessed you with, okay? Being good stewards. That was the very first thing that God said, man, you go out and be a good steward of what I've already created for you. Be a good steward. Be a good manager. As we become better managers, and especially the brothers, because typically y'all lead the household, not all the time, become better managers. You have a better house. You have a better life. You have more peace. Focus on becoming a better manager. Man, I want to say thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. It's time to get up, get out, and go get something. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.